Alcohol is important. The trickster, the shapeshifter, the ever-elusive shadow who mutates with the sun and moon. 1 year a dragon, another a snake. This is our mystery blend. Think forest, not trees. Think weather, not rain. Stare, and the Chupacabra who dwells in your heart and not in your head will vanish. Only a true alchemist can draw holy blood from a stone. And the Chupacabra is his opus, his phoenix, his cherub, his child. Bravo, Mr. Glomsky, bravo. Maynard James Keenan. Owner, novice winemaker. That's what's written on the back of these bottles of wine that I have. Well, this one's empty. I already drank this one. I drank this one years ago. This is a bottle of Chupacabra California Red 2006. I'm a fan of wine. I'm a fan of stout wine, namely reds. I posted a picture on Instagram of another wine that I really enjoy. It's called Apothic Inferno. It's aged in whiskey barrels. I'm a fan of whiskey too. But that's not about this. For those of you who don't know who M.J. Keenan is, like I said, that's Maynard James Keenan, the singer of Tool, A Perfect Circle, Puscifer, a man of many layers and many colors, that's for sure. I have another bottle that I haven't drank yet. I've been saving it. I don't know for what, and I think that's the important part. When you're saving something, just like I saved this curly maple that I have behind me, it's important not to necessarily have a goal for it. Let the goal come to you. I had this wood for 2 years. Didn't know what to do with it. It's a beautiful piece of wood. I didn't want to turn it into a coaster. One day the idea came to me to make it into wall hanger for my guitars. The same will go for this bottle of wine. One day it'll be the right time, the right moment to open it. I've had this bottle here for 5 years. This is a 2012 New Mexico white table wine. Chupacabra Blanca. Like this, but this is red, this is white. I guess technically it's yellow, but whatever. Hand-picked, cold-soaked, whole cluster pressed, barrel fermented at 52 degrees, aged in stainless steel. How about that? It's got dust all over it because I keep it on the shelf and I keep it stored. Just like this. Starting to crystallize in the bottom too. It's a sign of a quality wine. These aren't cheap, and they're a little difficult to find. This one I had custom ordered for me, and this one I found by happenstance in Denver, Colorado. Maynard has a documentary about his winemaking called Blood into Wine, I think. Yeah, Blood into Wine. I would really recommend watching that. It came out in 2010, so it's a little dated, but I mean, that is an awesome piece of film there because it kind of strips back the layers of Maynard. Whenever people see Maynard, he's with Tool or Puscifer or A Perfect Circle, and he has this persona about him, the whole rock star image that he carries whenever it comes to his music. But in Blood into Wine, you get to see him as a person. You get to see him as what he truly enjoys doing. And in there he actually mentions that music is his hobby. Winemaking is his passion. Now, I'm sure all of us would love to have 3 massively successful music projects as a simple hobby, but we don't. Winemaking is his passion. He says that whenever the bottles are made in small batches and they're all crushed by hand. Meaning, like, he has some older equipment. It's not a massive production like you would see with Apothic or typical off-the-shelf superstore wines. Caduceus Vineyards is his winery, and it's in Arizona. And it's interesting to hold a bottle of wine that an artist that you look up to greatly made. See that bubble? That was fun. Because meeting or talking to Maynard doesn't even seem like a reality. Yet, here I hold a bottle from his vineyard. It's a small vineyard. It's, like I said, it's not a massive production. He doesn't have a whole bunch of employees. He does the winemaking himself, along with just a handful of other people. This bottle being a 2006, was more than likely made by Maynard, because it was still a very, very small winery at the time, and he enjoys making the wine himself. And the label is super cool. It's just interesting, because artifacts, you could feel like there's this invisible connection. You know, Maynard took this and put it in the bottle press. Now I hold it in my hand 11 years later. Well, I've had this for a very long time, but you know what I'm saying. I hold it now 11 years later. It's interesting. So yeah, this is my main bottle of wine in my collection. One day I'll uncork it, but until then, it'll just stay in my wine storage, and it'll be a great conversation piece. It's not every day that you can pull something out and show it to somebody and say, I have a bottle of wine from Maynard James Keenan's winery. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Stenosis Music, or you can add me on Snapchat at Stenosis Music. Let me know what wines you enjoy. Or do you not like wine? In which case, we probably would not be friends. I'm just kidding. I would make you like wine. There's a lot of exciting things coming in the future that I'm looking forward to sharing with you. But not today. If you want to learn more about the life of a musician and the mask behind the face, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, share it with your friends, and we'll see you next time.